Greetings. And welcome to my YouTube channel, The African Mind, be transformed in the renewing of the mind. My name is Reggie Kwabena, Deschamps, and I am a YouTuber, activist, writer. I am a young activist, a young West African activist, a Ghanaian Sierra Leone activist. I'm from Ghana and Sierra Leone. My mom is Ghanaian, my dad is Ghanaian Sierra Leonean. So welcome to my YouTube channel. My mom is Achim and Kwewu my mom is from the Akan ethnic group, both the Achim and Kwewu. Achim from Achim Kotoku and Kwewu from Kwewu Abitifi. And she comes from the family clan known as Asiniye. Now, Asiniye family clan, our symbol is the bats. And on my dad's side, we have a mixture of Ghana and Sierra Leone. My dad's Ghana side comes from the Ahanta people from Buzia, and also the Wasa people from Awasa Amenfi, all in the western region. Also from the Agona Busia, Agona family clan, the symbol of parrots. And there's a saying known as Akoti Brofo. And then on my dad's Sierra Leone side, we come from Limba in northern Sierra Leone. So yes, I'm proud to be West African. I'm proud to be Ghanaian Sierra Leonean. I always identify as Ghanaian Sierra Leonean, and that's my identity, and that's who I am. And I take pride in my Ghanaian roots and my Sierra Leone roots, my Ghanaian heritage and my Sierra Leone heritage. So welcome to my YouTube channel, and greetings to you all. Miawe Zolo, F1. Inko nyenye Reggie Kwabena Deschamps, Memamu Achin, Akwaba, Yefremi Reggie Kwabena Deschamps. And also greetings in other languages like Kirundi or Kirundi language, and Moraho, Amakuru. Greetings to you all, and Kedu, Indewo, Ekabo, Baoni. Salute to you all, and respect to you all, and Obake, Achomi, Reggie Kwabena Deschamps, Saubona, and Jambo, Medi Reggie Kwabena Deschamps, Nina Fora Hakukutana na Wewe. Greetings to you all in different African dialects, and Dasuba. So let's get into the topic. This is how I promote African unity, saying words in African languages. Also, it's a nice presentation of how we can unify. So I have to also show an example of how we can unite. How we can unite is embracing each other's culture and each other's language. If you can have energy to learn foreign languages, which is not even indigenous to you, why can't you also channel that energy to learn other African languages to show the beauty and how strong and united we can be in Africa? So I'm getting to today's topic. Today's topic is, are we truly self-governed? And can Africans be on their own without the Western world interfering into our business? Now, as I said, this podcast, I always tell you that the Bible, when the Europeans or the Bakra, Ubruni, Atenansini, Yevu, Mozungu was introducing the gospel or the Bible to the African continent, some of them spread it the right way. Some of them also spread it based on racialized gospel, based on supremacy, and some people use the Bible as a tool to enslave people. But instead of that, I focus on the negative aspect of the gospel, which is the same gospel or the same Bible can be also used to liberate the African mind. And the scripture says, be transformed in the renewing of the mind. So today I'm gonna chip in these two holy scriptures so we can talk. It summons all my topic today. Now, before I start this, before I even quote this verse, I want Africans to understand that a European or Muzungu, Bakra, Obroni, Yevu, Abrofu Cheme didn't teach Africans self-governance. We already have our own self-governance, and I can mention kingdoms that pinpoint how we had our self-governance. Before the arrival of European, I can give you some kingdoms across Africa which was already self-governed. We have the Deschamps kingdom, we have the Ashanti kingdom, we have the Abron or Bono kingdom, we have the Mosi kingdom, you have the Chifo Henmai kingdom, you have the Dagbon and Mamprugu kingdom, we have the Mosi kingdom. So Ashanti kingdom in present-day Ghana, Deschamps kingdom or in present-day Ghana, Bono kingdom in present-day Ghana. We have the Chifo Henmai kingdom in present-day Ghana, the Dagbon kingdom, Mosi Mamprugu oil in present-day Ghana. We have the Inyiri kingdom, Benin kingdom, and the kingdom of Zamfara, or in Nigeria, Benin kingdom, kingdom of Zamfara, and Inyiri kingdom. So Benin kingdom by the Edo or the Benin people. Then you have the Inyiri kingdom by the Igbo. You have the kingdom of Zamfara, which is one of the Nigerian Hausa kingdom. Then you have the Mali Empire. You have this kingdom which also extends to Eritrea, which is called the Exum kingdom in Ethiopia, and also in some part of Eritrea. You have Fulani kingdoms in 2 African countries. You have the Futa Jalong in what is known as present-day Guinea. We have the Futa Toro in present-day Senegal. Like I have the list here. You have the Nkore or Ankole kingdom of Uganda, the Baganda or the Buganda kingdom. You have the Bakongo or Congo kingdom that extends from northern Angola to western DR Congo, and then some part of Southern Republic of Congo. Now, if I look here, this is all what I'm going to talk about is summarized here. So when I look here, you have to understand that I'm not cheating. It's a script I've written and I'm following through it. Okay? So you have a clue. So you have the Bakongo or Congo Kingdom, which extends from northern Angola to some part of western DR Congo and southern part of Republic of Congo. And then you have the Kazambe Kingdom of Zambia, and it extends to some part of southeast Congo. You have the Abaha Kingdom in present-day Tanzania. You have the Changa Kingdom of Tanzania. You have the Hema Kingdom. You have the Kema Kingdom of Nubia, which is present-day Sudan. You have Kingdom of Karagish, which extends from Tunisia to some parts of Libya. You have the Kingdom of Dosali, which is a Berber kingdom in Tunisia. And then the list goes on and on. You have a lot of interesting stuff. You have the Kingdom of Rwanda, which was governed by the Tutsis and Hutus. And present-day Rwanda, you have the Kingdom of Kafa, which is in Ethiopia. So when I talk about self-governance, our kingdom prove we have self-governance. Okay? And then we talk about icons or freedom fighters who lead us to independence. You have Dr. Patrice Emery Lumumba of DR Congo, who lead the Congolese people from freedom from the Belgian colonial rule. You have Dr. Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah. So Dr. Patrice Emery Lumumba of Congo, and then you have Dr. Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah, who lead the people of then Gold Coast, present-day Ghana, the Ghanaians, to independence from British colonial rule. So he led Ghana from the British colonial rule, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. You have Dr. Thomas Sankara, who was a military man, at the same time a president, who was a young visionary person who led people from what we call Burkina Faso to independence. You have Nelson Mandela. You also have Winnie Mandela. All lead their people to freedom. You have America Bear, who is from Guinea-Bissau, who led the Guinea-Bissau from the Portuguese colonial rule, but he is Guinea-Bissau and of Cape ancestry. Then we have Samora Machel of Mozambique. We also have Muammar Gaddafi of Libya. We have Julius Nyerere of Tanzania. Julius Nyerere of Tanzania, who led their people to freedom from British colonial rule. You have Ahmed Sékou Touré of Guinea, who led the Guineans, or people from Guinea Republic, from French colonial rule. We have Modibo Keïta from Mali. We have Alpha Omar Konaré of Mali. You have present day, you have one sister who's all about Kwame Nkrumah's dream, who happened to be Kwame Nkrumah's daughter, and she's very visionary. Samia Nkrumah, who is part Egyptian and part Ghanaian because her mom is Egyptian, a daughter of Fatia Nkrumah of Egypt, and also daughter of Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana. You have leaders that we don't talk much about their Pan-African agenda, or who was a Pan-Africanist. We have leaders like Hilary Liman, who was from Gowulu in Upper West region of Ghana. We have Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings of Ghana. You have Nnamdi Azingwe of Nigeria. We have Fela Kuti. We have Eyo Ita of Nigeria. Now, Eyo is spelled E-Y-O and Ita, I-T-A. Now, he was the, what you call, the pioneers when it comes to early Pan-Africanism in Nigeria. He was a student of an African-American Pan-Africanist who later lived in Ghana. His name is W. Du Bois, and people didn't know that W. Du Bois had Ghanaian citizenship and became a Ghanaian citizen. So W. Du Bois kind of have ancestral ties in Guinea Republic, but at some modes he became a Ghanaian. So we can identify him as Ghanaian when it comes with W. Du Bois, because W. Du Bois' ancestors were captured from Republic of Guinea, brought to the United States. Many people don't know this fact. Now we have the Mau Mau, which were revolutionaries from Kenya, and they have the leading liberator who fought against the British. We have Dedan Kimati. Now, Dedan Kimati, Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings named his son also Kimati because Dedan's influence and how he was revolutionary. So Kwame Nkrumah's son, the name Kamati, comes from Dedan Kamati, who was also a revolutionary in Kenya. They were all Pan-Africanists, the Mau Maus. So the Mau Maus is from people from different ethnic groups in Kenya. We have the Meru, we have the Embu, and then you also have the Kikuyus, who are all together. These three ethnic groups form the Mau Mau. And recently, some of the members of Mau Mau passed away. But some Mau Mau leaders who fought against the British, some of them are still alive. I think 2 or 3 are still alive anyway. And then we have one Pan-Africanist we don't talk much about. We have Tom Mboya. Now, people don't know that Tom Mboya inspired, before the Back to Africa movement, African Americans, some of them who were Pan-Africanists coming to the African continent. People don't know that Tom Mboya was a Kenyan Pan-Africanist who inspired African Americans to consider Kenya as home. And some few African Americans came to live in Kenya. So that's how all of a sudden you hear African diasporas coming to East Africa. You have a lot of African Americans who now desire Kenya. Some of them are moving to Kenya. So Tommy Mboya was the inspiration towards Black Americans or African Americans coming to Kenya and other East African countries. Tommy Mboya is the one who started. So if African Americans who love Kenya and desire Kenya, please let us not forget our father, Tom Mboya, and give him his flowers. Now, all this relates to self-governance. Okay, these revolutionaries and African kingdoms and empires, the Europeans know that Africans had their own self-governance. Sometimes when people said the white man or European or Bakra or Muzungu or Bruni, Yevu, and Tanasini, and whatever you guys call him, Muzungu, Caucasian, we already had our own self-governance. This message is not based on supremacy, but I'm telling Africans that the false narrative that they keep telling us that we didn't know anything and they came to civilize us is all false. And when you talk about Western civilization, Africans, we already have our own civilization. We have elites in Africa before Europeans even came. You talk about the Kinsley Hayfords in fancy land in Ghana, they were elites. You talk about the males. You talk about the males in Ghana, they were elites. You talk about the Alakija family, the Yoruba families in Nigeria, the Yoruba, they were elites. A lot of elites in Africa before the European even came. Now, okay, let's go back to my message today. Now, self-governance. How can Africans become self-governed without Europeans interfering into our business? Now, I'm going to make some an example here for you to understand this. In America, something that plays a big role, not only in America, even in Europe and Canada. When we talk about constitution, every citizen constitution is in the on their fingers, meaning they know the constitution very well. That's why when the government become corrupt, the citizens have to say something about it. So Africans, let us value the importance of constitution in Africa. Like every African individual, no matter where you're from in Africa, whether you're from Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, Benin, Senegal, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Sudan, whatever African country, Zambia, Zimbabwe, the whole of Africa, we should know the importance of constitution. Like it should be normalized or to make mandatory that every citizen in African country should know their constitution. Because if you don't know your rights, that's how corrupt the government can be. Take advantage and use your ignorance against you because you don't know the constitution of your fellow African countries you came from. Okay, so the importance of constitution. Every citizen will have to know the rights of constitution. When there's not even a fair election going on, you guys you can prove them wrong based on the constitution. You should know your rights as citizens based on the constitution. You should know how governance work based on the constitution, the do's and don'ts. The importance of the constitution. It should be made mandatory that every African citizen should know their country's constitution. Okay? The importance of accountability. Because we have a weak self-governance. Now, let me pinpoint back to the time we were under colonization and we received our independence. Kwame Nkrumah was a perfect example of what real self-governance is. Kwame Nkrumah was accountable in whatever he does. But when somebody's brainwashed, they start making accusation. And that's how some Ghanaian people overthrew Kwame Nkrumah. Because brainwash and propaganda of the West and many crazy mindset they have. Like, I've come to realize that the African race or the black person, sometimes we have inferiority mindsets. We don't appreciate what somebody does for us. We hate accountability. And we like taking advantage of stuff. The African black race needs to be transformed in the renewing of the mind, because they don't know what to appreciate somebody. Because somebody's from a different political party, you know, they have to, the favoritism, that's so bad. Accountability, let your integrity also be very important. I'll talk about the integrity part as well. So accountability, as a leader, you should be held accountable. You can't just make statements like a politician. You're a politician, yes, but when you become a president, you're no more a politician. You are a president. So you should be held accountable of everything that's going on. The importance of citizen voice. Listen, you can't be a leader and be immune to the voice of your people. Just like a king in a palace, you have to listen to the people of the kingdom. You are not all wise in your thinking. That's why in African proverb we say 2 heads are better than 1. So as an African government or president, you should value citizen voices. Citizens are not fools. When somebody lets you in power, they have seen how worthy you are to deserve that position. They have seen what you can do. That's why citizens elect you in there. Citizens don't elect you because they are delusional or something. No. And also, I'm talking about growth and selfless service in Africa. Africans, leader, and Africans, citizens in general, there should be growth, selfless activity. And what do I mean by that? As a leader, you shouldn't deny citizens privileges and opportunity they deserve. Be fair in whatever you do. No favoritism, no tribal political cards. Okay, so my message to the Ghanaian government: do not do Southern Northern Ghanaians' agenda. Yeah, at some point you can just pinpoint the northern part that you want to develop. That's cool. It is a good initiative. But actually in Ghana, the northern part of Ghana really need development in many ways. I appreciate that they focus their energy on Kumasi and other places, but please, Ghana government, please focus on the north for me a little bit. The northern part of Ghana and Volta region needs you. Ghana government, please step up. Help the northern part and the Volta region. And then the other southern parts, you can get to that as well. Nigeria as well, Nigerian politicians and presidents, wake up. Growth and selfless service. Nigerian leaders don't have this. Nigerian leaders are immune to reality. They don't care about the citizen. Selfishness, they don't want to grow. Them and the citizen don't want to grow. Both of them are in their own world. Delusional folks. Same with the Ghanaians and same with other African people. The importance of integrity. No favoritism and compromising. Now, some Africans officials, head of states, lack integrity. Before they become presidents, they'll make you promises. When they get to the office, and they are telling you a different story. Let your yes be yes, let your no be no. The importance of integrity. No favoritism, no tribalism. Like me, per se, I always tell you, I'm in Ghana, I'm a full-blown Southerner. I'm a full-blooded Akan. Like I'm real. When it comes to it, an Akan native, I am an Akan to the core. But you know, I'm all about this African unity things, which I'm a Pan-Africanist and as well African unifier. When it comes to reality, I cannot favor Akan people and then treat Akan people and then be cruel or inhumane to the Airways and the Northerners. That's not fair treatment. As somebody who represents African unity, I should give everybody equality, fair treatment. And when an Akan person do wrong, I have to call them out. When other tribal people do wrong, Northerners or Voltarians, I have to call them out. I have to be fair in my dealing. And apart from that, when you put that aside, even because I'm a Ghanaian and Sierra Leonean, that doesn't mean I should be cruel to other African people. I should treat everybody the same. So this is an example I'm giving you. Fair service as well. So another topic, fair service to everybody. Whether you're rich or poor, we should give everybody fair service. When a rich person does something that is criminal, he needs to be locked in jail. When a poor person does the same thing too, in jail. We should not say that, oh, because he's a rich person, he has money, so far as he can bribe us, they are good. No, everybody should be treated fairly. Now, patronizing of a good economy or prioritizing a good economy. That's what I want to say. Not. So what I'm trying to say is prioritizing a good, healthy economy. We always have economic summits every year in Africa, but what's the benefit of it? African leaders need to prioritize good, healthy economy. Fight against foreign dominance and tribal dominance. As I said, no tribe in Africa is greater than the other. We are all equal. We should treat each other with respect, love, and unite. African unity should be a priority. Unite or we perish. Tribalism, no tribal hegemony, and no tribal political agenda. So we all do politics, but your form of political ambition shouldn't be a tribal-centered one. So let's talk about alliances and trade among African nations. So, and I'll summon this and I'll put this along with it. Foreign aid. Now, if we talk about, I've done a video about this alliance in trade. Now, as Africans, this is my idea about trading with other African people. West Africa, so Ghana, Nigeria, Senegal, Togo, Mali, Burkina Faso, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Niger, Mali, and Gambia, and all the West African countries need to come together, create a form of trade, alliance, West African alliance, and trade among yourself. Same with East Africans, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, you're all coming together and making trade alliance with each other. The North Africa, Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, you're all coming together. Same with other African countries, Central African countries, the Congos, Angola, and the rest as well. Southern African countries, Zambia, and the rest, you're all doing things together. Lesotho, Eswatini, South Africa, different African countries, you're all coming together, trade alliances together, and a strong one. Now, instead of foreign aid, Africans, why don't we create something unique called the African Continental Aid? Now, this is my proposal or suggestion for the African Continental Aid. This is my manifesto. If I had a chance to, let's say God willing, if I had a chance maybe one day to do something beneficial for the continent, this is my manifesto. I title it African Continental Aid. So my manifesto lists what I consider the African Continental Aid. 1, aid that offers African Continental Aid. Aid which is African based, that provides quality water, quality healthcare, quality clean water, quality education, quality food, nutritious assistance for people. The food nutrition, I've talked about it. I told you that when it comes to America, Europe, and Western countries, those who have no food to eat, when they go to places, they can receive nutritious food assistance. Africa, we need that as well. And also, in my African Continental Aid, we have reform in the military. I told you that when it comes to the Western world military, is solid. They have benefits, resources that makes the military strong. And I was suggesting African nations to cooperate that as well. So that is the African Continental Aid, and many things, that I'll talk about, which has to do with the African Continental Aid. Things that is going to be beneficial with the African continental aid. So my message to every African is that let we spread a message. Instead of foreign aid, we should cut complete ties to the foreign aid, because the foreign aid is basically milking of Africa and stealing what belongs to us. But let us rip it off and create something new called the African continental aid. We're receiving aid from different African countries. So if Ghana needs tomatoes, Burkina Faso or Burkina Faso can supply. If Nigeria needs something from different African countries, the whole of Africa, we can be beneficial to each other. That's why we need African continental aid and not foreign aids. I end my message here. So it is what it is. Africans, let us respect authorities, governance. Let us respect governance. So in Romans 13, it talks about, let everyone be subject to government authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. Authority that exists has been established by God. Consistently, whoever rebels against authority is rebelling against what God has instituted, and those who rebel, judgment comes forth on them. And then we have another verse I want to talk about in 1 Peter. It says that submit yourself for the Lord's sake to every human authority, whether to the emperor as a supreme authority or to governors who are sent by him to punish those who do wrongdoing and commend those who do right. So Africans who don't listen to authority, those who don't respect government. Some Africans, listen, when I say you don't respect government, should you disrespect corrupt government, you have every right to stand against what is wrong. When you stand against what's wrong, you may consider disrespect, but it's okay. It's okay to speak against a bad governance, manipulative governance, a government that is like slavery type, or manipulating or exploiting you. You have every right to talk against such government. You don't have to respect such authority, which is evil and cruel. But good authority, healthy authority, good government, you have every right to respect it with your full chest. So that's what I want to tell you. Africans, self-governance is not only related to politics. Even in African kingdoms, a Yoruba person, do you really respect Onini of Ife? An Igbo person, do you respect your Ezes in Igbo land? Ghanaians, do you respect your Nana in the African Ghanaian kingdom, the Ashanti kingdom? Do you have your allegiance? Do you have respect for Utumfo, Nana Osei Tutu the second, Kofi Abebio? Do you have respect for Utumfo Opemso? Do you have respect for the Gamanche, the Gan people, and the Evers? Do you have respect for the Awomefia and also other Ewe rulers? And same with every African nation, wherever African you come from. The Oluwo of Wari, you guys have respect for him, and many traditional rulers. And the Iswantinis, do you have respect for your kings and authority? And the Ugandans, do you have respect for the Kabakas and all that? So authority is very important. I've realized that some people, because they call themselves Christians, they think that, oh, we have every right to disobey authority. Let me tell you, when your king said, in these days we are banding, we are having a festival, obey authority. If you're a Ghanaian person, and not only a Ghanaian person, even Ghanaian Southerners, they have this pride issue. There was a time Gamanche said they have a ban, they are banning drums. You know, no sound, no anything, because you're having a festival, Homo War, and you know, many festivals. We have to give respect. But some people, because they have pride issues and they don't give a damn about authority, they do whatever you want. remember that when you are living in a country, you're under authority. Listen, you are a citizen of a nation. So when it comes to your tribe, the ethnic group you come from, you are under a kingdom. Your tribe, remember, once had a kingdom. Up to now, whoever is a king or a queen in your tribe, among your tribe people, you are still under their kingdom. So a Ghanaian person cannot do whatever he wants, and a kind person cannot do whatever he wants. Not just because you belong to a particular ethnic group, you disrespect other African traditional rulers. No. If you are from southern part, respect northern rulers. If you are from the northern part, respect southern rulers in Africa. Like every person should give reverence and respect to traditional authority. They govern you. They are kings and queens, not because they are master or oppressors, but they are here to service you as an individual. So respect authority, love authority. When you know, if you said shut your mouth, you shut your mouth. When Eze of Igbo land say shut your mouth, you shut your mouth. When Opemswo tells you in Ashanti, yafun, respect authority. And I understand some African people, they have pride issues, so they come on social media and insult a whole traditional ruler. Listen, if you cannot bring your mom or dad on social media to insult, why do you do that to a whole supreme leader of your own kingdom? Have respect and manners, Africans. I end my video here. Subscribe. The name is Reggie Kwabena, Deschamps, Ghanaian Sierra Leonean activist, YouTuber, and also liberator. Africa, self-governance. We can have our own self-governance. Kwame Nkrumah proved to you, many liberators, including Kenneth Kaunda of Zambia, proved to you that we can have our own self-government and depend on ourselves than reaching out to foreign dominance or Western dominance. We can be on our own. It's always our mindsets. Nobody becomes a slave unwillfully. Sometimes people become a slave based on ignorance and their own selfish agenda. Africans, let us unite. Let us teamwork together. African unity should be a priority. And let us do something that will uplift Africa and be a blessing. My message for every African youth: do not be spectators, but give your service to Africa. Give your service to whatever African country you come from. Be a blessing. Sow seed so that our generation will continue. And one day, when you mention countries that prosper, don't mention your fellow African countries as one of the prosperous nations. I cannot end this video without emphasizing on knowing the Creator. Know the Creator for yourself. Whatever, this is the truth. If you're African Christian, you should have holy books in your house to read. Stop putting religious figure on a pedestal. Stop making them demigods. You too, you are a human being. You can know God for yourself. And when you discover God for yourself, and when you want to connect with God, He recognizes your diligence and how willing you are. Stop putting your hope and reverence in other people, thinking they will solve your entire problem. They are human beings like you. But apart from that too, it is better that you know God for yourself. Your family or whoever cannot worship God for you, you have to know God for yourself. Just like you are an adult in life, nobody babysits you. As an adult, you know your left and right. You know that you need to get a job. You know you have to be responsible in life. Nobody babysits an adult. So when it comes with your faith too, nobody can babysit you. You have to grow up in your faith. One love. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Africa, we can have our own self-governance. It all begins with being renewed in the mind. Casting away slave mentality, thinking as a free people. We can make it, but our only limitation is our slave mentality. We can achieve it, Africa. We can do great things. We can do better. Let us unite as Africans. One people. And then my next video is on Tuesday. So Tuesday, let me look at what I wrote. Tuesday video is going to be, can Africa be superpower? And why are we not bold about it? We should take our rightful place. And then my last video, and then Friday, and when Friday comes, I'll do a new video. So my last video ends on Wednesday, which is China supremacy in Africa and how Africa can silence China oppression, and the importance of United African Alliance and trade among fellow Africans. So that subject, I'll go deep into that, the China subject as well. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let us unite. Say no to racism. Black or white, we are all human beings before the eyes of men and God. So is no tribalism. We are all equal when it comes with humanity and God. No matter what other African tribe we come from, we are all one people. Let us unite. One love. I'm out. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Share. Post it on platform, African platform, and awaken a brother or sister. Peace.